Welcome once again to my channel Extinct Stories. Today, we called you Such an Animal. Tell us the core of the story of unique animals that became extinct centuries ago, the woolly mammoth that is beginning its journey today. Once upon a time, when Earth was covered with endless sheets of ice and snow, when not dense forests but vast plains stretched across the land, there lived a magnificent creature that left everyone in awe, the woolly mammoth. This giant mammal was famous not only for its strength and size, but also for its thick, wavy fur coat and remarkable intelligence. The story of the woolly mammoth belongs to an era when humans and nature struggled, survived, and coexisted in extraordinary ways. Protected by its warm fur against the harshest of winters, the mammoth reigned for centuries as the queen of the icy landscapes. This story takes you on a magical journey back to that ancient world, where the life of the woolly mammoth, its struggles, and its complex relationship with early humans unfold. Across the frozen plains, where icy rivers flowed and cold winds howled, the woolly mammoth slowly moved with its dome-shaped body. Its long trunk, ocean-like eyes, and dense, furry coat made it the true ruler of the Ice Age. Its fur was so thick and heavy that even extreme temperatures posed little threat. As it moved through snow-swept landscapes with its herd, it constantly searched for food and safety. Like a close-knit community, mammoth herds cared deeply for their young, just as human societies did. The little mammoths grew up under their mother's watchful protection. They were taught how to endure freezing nights, where to graze, and how to avoid dangerous predators. A mother's warmth was life itself, and the bond of family was the foundation of their survival. But despite their size and power, the woolly mammoths also faced great dangers. Early human hunting groups pursued them with sharpened tools and stone weapons. Still, the mammoth's strength, intelligence, and massive, fur-covered body often gave it the advantage to escape. This is not just the story of one animal. It is the story of an entire era, a reminder of Earth's diversity, the complexity of life, and the direction of human evolution. Long ago, when much of Earth was covered in ice, the cold winds were so severe that many humans and animals struggled to survive. But the woolly mammoth, with its dense, woolly coat, thrived in this frozen world. It was the king of the icy plains, and its strength and endurance became legendary even among humans. Life here was never easy. Mammoths lived in large herds, which were their greatest defense against predators. When hunters appeared, the herd's unity became their shield. Mothers shielded their calves with their own massive bodies, teaching them how to survive and stay safe. Without their mother's care, young mammoths would not have survived the bitter cold. Meanwhile, human hunters were becoming smarter and more dangerous. They learned to observe animals' behavior and develop sharper, more effective tools. They worked together in groups, setting traps, and using clever strategies to take down even the mighty mammoth. Slowly, human ingenuity began to tip the balance, reducing mammoth numbers. At the same time, Earth's climate was shifting. Ice sheets began melting, temperatures rose, and the environment changed. The thick coat that once protected the mammoth from freezing winds now became a burden in warmer climates. The grassy plains that had once provided endless food turned dry and barren. The mammoths tried to adapt. They moved into new territories, searching for cooler lands and food. But their great herds began to shrink, breaking into smaller groups. Both the warming climate and relentless human hunting drove them closer to extinction. Still, the mammoths fought on. They rested in snow-covered fields, searched for food in dried plains, and used the last of their strength to protect one another. Their story is not only one of survival, but also of courage and hope. As humans spread further into mammoth territory, their interactions grew more complex. For humans, the mammoth was both a threat and a source of life. Its meat fed families, its fur became clothing, and its bones were turned into tools. For some tribes, however, the mammoth was sacred, depicted in cave paintings as a symbol of power, resilience, and survival. But the balance that had lasted for thousands of years eventually collapsed. The warming climate reduced the mammoth's natural habitat, and human hunters continued to drive them down in number. Slowly but surely, The mammoth herds grew smaller and weaker until only traces of their once great kingdom remained. By the 19th century, scientists and explorers began piecing together the mammoth story from fossils and frozen remains found in Siberia and Alaska. These discoveries revealed that the woolly mammoth was an invaluable part of Earth's history. By the mid-20th century, conservation and scientific efforts took new steps forward. DNA extracted from frozen mammoth remains gave rise to bold ideas. Could these magnificent creatures ever walk the Earth again? Using genetic engineering, scientists began exploring ways to combine mammoth DNA with modern Asian elephants, opening the door to a potential revival of the species. This idea, called de-extinction, sparked both excitement and deep ethical debate. Should humans interfere with nature in this way? Would bringing back mammoths help ecosystems or create new problems? While these questions remain, the woolly mammoth continues to inspire people across the world. Its bones, tusks, and fur are preserved in museums, while its story lives on in books, documentaries, and films. The extinction of the woolly mammoth is not just an end, but a lesson. It reminds us that imbalance between humans and nature can be destructive, and that protecting Earth's ecosystems is our shared responsibility. The story of the woolly mammoth is one of resilience, struggle, and hope. It lights a torch for science, conservation, and human awareness, urging us to preserve a natural world for future generations. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. See you in the next video with more fascinating stories of nature and history. Thank you.